What's up, boys? Today we're going to be checking out some cheap but strong leveling uniques in the Path of Exile 2 Early Access. Starting from level 1, you can equip Keelhaul for some life and mana flask recharging, as well as some increased effect of them. This is excellent for early bossing where you can sometimes get worn down, while the recovery in the game is currently pretty low right now. So that's a fantastic unique to throw onto any build right from the start. Life Sprig is back in PoE 2 and possibly even stronger than before, with now up to +3 to all spell skills on it. It also heals you for 1% of your life over time, but that won't stack with other leech effects. The level requirement on it varies wildly right now, from all the way down to level 1 up to into the 60s. It's based on the mana drain skill on that, which isn't that useful, so I would just look for a very low level one to get the requirement as low as possible. If you want to grab some survivability on a duration-based build like Spark, you can grab Arvel's Wheel, which has a nice amount of block chance and skill effect duration, so your Sparks will last even longer, you'll block a lot more hits. It does have a downside of having a penalty of 1% HP and mana drained on kill, but some corrupted versions of this do not have that penalty for some reason, so no downside, big survivability, and skill duration. Terran Shiver is back with some excellent cold and freezing stats. The level is based on the Freezing Shard skill, which has decent single target. You can shotgun with it and freeze pretty quickly. Blackheart is back at level 1 with a 25% chance to intimidate enemies on hit, which is 10% reduced damage and 10% increased damage taken, a moderate boost to both your DPS and survivability. It rolls up to a 6 life regenerated per second, which is actually pretty significant in the early game right now. Seed of Cataclysm is a level 1 ring rolling up to 50% crit chance and 50% crit bonus for spells, with the downside of a 10% increased mana cost. So maybe avoid on archmages, maybe not, maybe the damage is still worth it. If you're struggling with stat requirements in the early game, Greymake from level 5 will give you up to 50 in each attribute, also giving you a decent amount of life, accuracy, and mana, and helping you equip almost anything. At level 7, builds that want spirit and survivability, like Summoners for example, can pick up Oaksworn to grab +50 to spirit and a pretty nice block chance. At level 8, the Revered Resin Amber Amulet can add even more life blast charging and recovery rate, plus a decent amount of life. Alternatively, you can also grab the Sure-Footed Sigil for a +1 meter to your dodge distance and a massive boost to evasion rating while dodge rolling. At level 14, you can pick up the Rondo of Fragility Amulet to get a large boost to 3 different damage stats with a decent downside of -30% to elemental resistances. However, you'll kill the bosses much quicker, and you'll also have an easier time stunning them and other forms of crowd control. At level 16, bow characters can equip Splinterheart to cause all of their projectiles to split towards 2 targets. Free Fork that has no downside and homes towards nearby enemies. Summoners can equip Necromantle, giving their minions a large boost to their survivability and also reviving them much faster. It's actually a much more important stat than you would think at first glance, since if they get too far away, they will actually automatically die, and then they'll get summoned back to you a lot quicker. Mana-based characters can grab an early Ice Tomb to freeze as though dealing cold damage equal to 10% of your maximum mana when hit, helping prevent surrounds and increasing your survivability early on. At level 26, lightning characters can pick up Kitoko's Current to reduce their attack and cast speed in exchange for allowing their lightning damage to trigger an effect similar to stunning with electrocution. This item is already becoming pretty popular and increasing in price a bit, so try and snag one of these quickly if you're interested in it. At level 27, armor-based characters can pick up Wandering Reliquary to recoup 50% of physical damage prevented as life. Keep in mind that recoup now occurs over 8 seconds instead of 4 like in Path of Exile 1. If your resistances are already trash, then at level 28 you can pick up a Veil of the Night for a massive 50% life boost without too much of a downside. At level 33, evasion characters can get the Bushwhack boots for a large movement speed boost and to allow all of their physical damage to potentially pin enemies. I hope the list helped you guys with the brutal early game in Path of Exile 2. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.